An historic medal at last for the U.S. Nordic combined team.
You know, we won silver today, and we marked ourselves in history of as a team, and that's really cool.
Women's figure skating has begun. After the short program, Americans are 5th and 6th, but the woman to beat is Korea's Kim Yoo-na.
Men's hockey moves into the quarterfinal round. Team USA plays Switzerland, but the game to watch, Canada against Russia. Welcome to Vancouver Today. I'm Reed Cherner.
And I'm Christine Brennan.
The four-man Nordic combined team won its first Olympic medal today, finishing what began at the 2002 Games when the team came in 4th. Here's something novel. Last week, Johnny Spillane won a silver in the individual event.
Worked really hard to get to this point in our career where we can not have to expect anything special to have these types of results, and I felt very fortunate to do that in the first individual, and then to be a part of this kind of groundbreaking team event for the U.S. was amazing, and it's a great feeling because it's a culmination of a lot of years of hard work and a lot of years of disappointment.
It's been a long time coming. We're not the same team that we were in Salt Lake, and you know, I have to give, or in Torino, but I have to give a lot of credit to these guys because we as a team stepped it up.
Christine, it's really all about skating. Short program last night. Break it down.
Well, I'll tell you what, no surprise in the sense of who's in the lead. Kim Yoo-na of Korea, the reigning world champ, Reed, had a magnificent performance, skating to James Bond, a cool customer, just in character there. And what was really neat about it is that right before she skated, Mao Asada, her great rival, they're born 20 days apart in September of 1990, one from Japan, one from Korea. Mao Asada went out there and nailed the triple axel, the first time a woman has ever done that in the short program at the Olympic Games, and had a great performance. And the cheers are raining down for Mao Asada as Kim Yoo-na now comes onto the ice. Talk about pressure. So Asada posts this great score, and Kim goes out there and does even better. I think back-to-back, the two greatest performances we've seen in a short program in women's figure skating. And then the Canadian Joanie Rochette, obviously with the sadness of losing her mom a few days ago, comes out and also skates great. And those three right there at the top, Korea, Japan, Canada, that looks like your podium if they skate well on Thursday evening.
I'm not going to be one of those who ever disputes what you say. As we have talked about, you're 2 for 2. However, I watched and I thought the two USA skaters did rather well last night.
You're absolutely right, Reed. High school kids both, Rachel Flatt, Mirai Nagasu, they did. They acquitted themselves quite well. They're 5th and 6th. That's kind of what we expected. I know I said kind of what, 4th through 7th or 8th. They're in a good position. I don't think they're going to win a medal, which would mean the U.S. would be shut out of the medals in women's figure skating for the first time since 1964. But we've been expecting that. But they both skated cleanly. And Nagasu, amazingly enough, her nose started to bleed halfway through her program, and she held it together beautifully. So they're about 7 or 8 points behind. That's a long way from 3rd place down to them. Something bad would have to happen to some of these other skaters falling on the ice to open it up for Flatt or Nagasu. But absolutely nice performances by both of them.
We will come back and find out what happened.
You bet. One U.S. women's bobsled team sits at 2nd, and 2 others share 6th place after 2 heats at the Whistler Sliding Center. The final 2 heats take place at 5 p.m. local time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Erin Pack and Alana Myers trail first place Canada by just 0.13 of a second.
The U.S. men's hockey team takes the ice today against Switzerland. Team USA defeated Switzerland 3-1 in preliminary rounds. USA Today hockey writer Kevin Allen tells us what to expect in tonight's game.
Their toughest obstacle is probably Anaheim Ducks goaltender Jonas Hiller. I think the Swiss, they're at ease. They've probably already had a successful tournament by getting here into the quarterfinals. The American coaching staff and General Manager Brian Burke are concerned about that. That's why they've been talking about how the American team has to play better. Probably that's the most important element because they really need, if they're going to have success moving on, they need to elevate their game, and the best way to start is against an inferior team like Switzerland.
Russia and Canada, led by NHL stars Alex Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby, meet today in what could be the best game of the Olympics. In head-to-head regular season games, Crosby has outscored Ovechkin 27-25. The two stars have met only once during the NHL playoffs. We go back to Kevin Allen for more on this matchup.
Originally, everybody thought this would probably be the finals matchup. And what makes this game so interesting, of course, is that Russia is boasting a team that probably has, 5 of the top 8 most dynamic players in the game. Canada counters with Sidney Crosby, of course, which gives us yet another chapter in the Crosby versus Ovechkin rivalry. It'll be Canada's physical presence against the great skill of Russia, but the Russian team is a little bit more physical than Russian teams in the past. As we all know, Alex Ovechkin likes to run people over. I give Russia the edge in this game, even though I think probably Canada is, at least on paper, has a deeper roster, but I just don't know if you can overcome that great skill set that the Russians have.
Defending gold medalist Julia Mancuso could pick up a third medal in today's giant slalom at Whistler Mountain. Lindsey Vaughn is not considered a medal contender in the event. David Leon Moore tells us about the race.
She'd have to be considered one of the contenders. It's interesting in that she has not been on the podium in a World Cup giant slalom in over 2 years. But she skied very well here, obviously, winning 2 medals. She should be in the hunt. The conditions are going to be wet and kind of a mix of snow and rain. People remember 2006, Julie Mancuso, who grew up skiing in sort of wild weather conditions in Squaw Valley, California. She won the giant slalom in basically a blizzard in Sestriere, Italy. So she loves skiing in softer snow or blizzard or whatever. She's up for it. So it could be interesting today.
Well, 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 that brings us to the end of another Vancouver Today. They tell me I'm out of bad jokes, even though I'm not, but we will leave you instead with silver medalists Merrill Davis and Charlie White. Christine and I make a promise we'll be back tomorrow.
We've had 2 hours of sleep in the last 24 hours, hence the way we look currently. Before every performance here, we've been saying that the most important thing really is just to take it in, and it's not an experience that comes along every day, and we're really just trying to breathe deep, look around, and make some memories.
You know, if people are watching you saying, wow, that looks really hard, then they're not appreciating the character of the dance. So that's something that we really want to try to keep as limited as possible and just let people enjoy all the movements that we're doing and the lifts as well.
We were just saying that the safest place is around our necks, so they'll probably remain here for a while. No, I did not sleep with mine. I'm not sure what Charlie did.
It's not very comfortable, but